Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We gotta talk about this Michael Cohen stuff where he's attempting to basically pay back the hurt he's gotten from Trump because he was expecting to be part of Trump's cabinet when Trump got elected in 2016, but because of the shady business that he's in, and how shady he is, and what a liar he is, and what a POS he is, and I call him POS because he recorded his client because he basically trying to blackmail Trump. And because he didn't get his way, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to blackmail Trump. So, without further ado, let's read about this because this is becoming an interesting case where Stormy Daniel is detailing out where how she was afraid of Trump during their encounter, the so-called encounter, where when she went on Bill Maher in 2018, she declined of being abused or forced into anything. It was it was she wanted it and she did it without any issue, and Trump was she would didn't want to be the part of the Me Too movement, but now she's claiming Me Too, hashtag Me Too. So anyways, let's read about this. Trump trial updates. Michael Cohen testifies that Trump directed him to pay hush money to Stormy Daniels and approve Sheem to conceal reimbursement. BS, I call. What I was doing, former Donald Trump attorney Michael Cohen testified Monday, I was doing at the direction and for the benefit of Mr. Trump. This is Yahoo News. Uh, sucks succinct update on the criminals civilization. I mean, okay. Former Trump fixer turned foul Michael Cohen, the prosecution's key witness. Now, let me pause here. Michael Cohen has been indicted, went to jail for fraud. About I guess some taxi tokens in New York. He was involved in some fraudulent transaction. Overall, he is a shady guy. He is not to be trusted with anything. So, but let's continue. Ahead of the 2016 election, Cohen paid $130,000 out of his own pocket to keep porn star Daniel from going public with her story of a 2006 sexual encounter with Trump. He says he was later reimbursed by the president. Now, keep in mind, this situation is about 20 years old now. Okay? 2 more years will be 20 years old, okay? Now, when I say this is a sham, when I say this is a witch hunt, then Trump says this. Everybody knows this is a witch hunt. Everybody knows this is a terrible, terrible case to bring against President Donald Trump. Why, you ask? Well, let's break it down. They had 20 years to charge Trump with some sort of fraud, and they're saying he lied about his bookkeeping of how he paid for this hush money. Okay, where Trump has a bill from Cohen for $300,000 lawyer fee, and they're coming and saying no, that $130,000 hush money is included in there, so this is tax fraud because he uses that lawyer fee as deductions. Now, if this case went against anybody that was not Trump, it would have been thrown out a long time ago. But because it's Trump, they're going to try to drag this on so he doesn't be able to campaign as hard as he campaigns, which he doesn't need to campaign, to be honest with you. You saw the crowd over the weekend on Saturday in New Jersey. He had 80,000 people show up, and liberal media is crying. And, we're going to have a climate shift or a climate change where the sea level are going to rise because of the liberal tears. But let's continue reading. Prosecutors have charged Trump, who categorized his payment to Cohen as legal fees, with 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal criminal activity. At the end of 2018, Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison for various crimes, including campaign finance violations related to Daniel's payment. In court, Cohen portrayed Trump as highly attuned to negative press, extremely wary about leaving a paper trail, and intimately aware of the mission his employees were carrying out on his behalf, such as payment to Daniels. It was whatever he wanted, Cohen said when asked to describe his role at the Trump Organization. The only thing that was on my mind was to accomplish the task to make him happy. Wrong. Because I'll tell you, here's another fact that they're not talking about. It's the fact that Michael Cohen recorded Trump. Okay. For what reason would you record your own clients? Unless you want some dirt on them to use on them later on. That's the only reason I see or I could see for anybody try to record the client and to use it later. Right? And then when the story went public, Stormy Daniels' creepy porn lawyer, where at Tucker Carlson used to call him creepy porn lawyer, tried to blackmail everybody around him, to include Nike. Now he went to jail because of blackmail. So anybody that touches Stormy Daniels is basically a criminal at best, right? And I don't think the encounter really happened with Stormy Daniel and Donald Trump. I don't believe they had a sexual encounter. He just wanted this matter to be gone because he saw her as an issue. Because at the time there was a Me Too movement that was basically canceling everybody out. So he just wanted this to go away. I don't think there was actually any encounter between them. That's my theory and my perspective. So, but let's continue. Um, Throughout the trial, Trump's lawyer have tried to cast Cohen as an unreliable witness, a disgruntled ex-employee who is lying to get revenge. Ultimately, jurors will have to decide whether they can trust the central claim of Cohen's testimony that Trump directed him to pay Daniels to avoid a political scandal, then signed off on a criminal scheme to hide Cohen's reimbursements. As if it would have been fair to describe him as Trump's fixer, Cohen replied. Yes, some have described me as that, adding that he would sometimes bully people for Trump and occasionally lie for him. Cohen confirmed previous testimony from former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker that he, Trump, and Pecker entered into an agreement to suppress negative stories about Trump during the 2016 presidential campaign. Now, guys, let's get something clear here. The story killing process is not a new thing. It's a very it's a standard practice amongst famous people. So it's an extortion of some sort, depending on what the contents are. Celebrities do it all the time. Rich people do it all the time, and it's to basically kill any negative press, and that's why they always sign NDAs and all that stuff. Which she broke her NDA, she wanted to get out of her NDA, so there was a lot of foul play by Stormy Daniel, by Cohen, by Michael Avenatti, and when that happens, a lot of stuff comes out, right? So, but to focus back on this is another way for them to try to suppress Trump from becoming president, but it's not working. It is not working because they put Stormy Daniel on the stand, and she described their interaction and what happened, and X, Y, and Z, and has nothing to do with the case itself. It has nothing to do with the case itself. Whether Trump had a relationship with Stormy Daniels is irrelevant at this point. Nobody cares. If we try to hide it, again, nobody cares. It's the payment that they're trying to go after. So, why is Stormy Daniel a star witness? Nobody knows why. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense why Stormy Daniel is a star witness. She only there, oh yeah, we had a relationship. Okay, who cares? It's done with. Um, so let's continue. Before Daniels entered the picture, Cohen testified that he successfully buried two unflattering stories about Trump, one from a doorman at Trump Tower claiming falsely it turned out that Trump had fathered a child out of wedlock, and one from former Playboy model Karen McDougal claiming that she'd had a 10-month affair with Trump. Making sure it doesn't get released, Cohen quoted Trump telling him after Cohen mentioned that McDougal was shopping her story. On the stand, Cohen claimed he did just that, staying in consistent contact, some of it collaborated by phone records and text messages with Trump. Pecker and National Enquirer editor Dylan Howard to hammer out a $150,000 catch and kill deal with McDougal and her lawyer, Keith Davidson. Peckerson, McDougal, Cohen testified, but Trump's repeatedly agreed to take care of it and pay Pecker back. But Trump never repaid Pecker, as Pecker previously testified. Aware that Pecker would not front any more money for Trump, Cohen agreed to put up his own money when Daniel surfaced with her story 1 month before the 2016 election, according to his testimony. So, whether those stories are true or not, I'm gonna go with Trump played them and he played them like a violin because uh, he basically stayed clear of any of these deals if they were to be true, and he agreed with them. And this basically removes Trump from making any type of commitment for a hush money. I'm not a lawyer, but this is what it sounds like, and this is what it reads to me. That he played his lawyers like a violin, especially Cohen. He put up his own money. He made the deal on all on his own, and speculation is that Trump was in agreement. But the proof is in the pudding, buddy. Trump never paid you, and this is what Democrats trying to prove that Trump paid them through legal fees and never included the hush money payment or Stormy Daniel category payment or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know. This case is gonna get dismissed. And if the jury comes back and says guilty, which is in New York, which is highly likely, and the case is gonna get appealed, and it's just gonna get dragged on and 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 on till Trump's getting in office, then all these will go away because that'll be his last term and he's not going to run again for presidency. And all these cases will just go away because this is all a political hack, a political nut job from the Democrats. Anyways, leave your comments down below, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Peace out.